Psalm 13:1.
Ah.
How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me?
There you go. That's good.
David was lamenting over not receiving a response from God. And how often do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
That we are a microwave society.
Right.
Everything has to be like ATM at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to wait. We don't have the patience that God requires of us. Sometimes I wonder if he makes us wait so that we can grow our patience.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
I don't think anybody does.
The Lord of Lords and King of Kings knows better than I do.
Amen. Better knowledge. That's right.
Going down in that chapter 13, 5 and 6, I think. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord because he hath dealt bountifully with me.
Amen.
So even through, where he was lamenting in the beginning of this chapter, he waited and God came through for him. And he recognized that and gave that honor to the Lord. Micah 7 and 7. And now I'm paranoid about my verses.
No. You're fine.
No. Therefore I will look unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I will wait for the God of my salvation.
Amen.
And my God will hear me. Previously, in the verses before that, Micah recognized how damaged society was. Corruption was all around.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could trust each other, not their neighbors, not their family, not their friends. And the parallel of that today, in so many ways, where it's getting to be, is uncanny. Just how everything is corrupt and you can't trust, we can't trust our government. There's good people, but there's bad people, rampant.
Sure.
And somehow, the bad, how do I want to say this? The bad comes through.
Yeah.
And here Micah has shown, that we can't rely on man. We can't rely on institutions.
Mm-hmm.
That we have to wait upon the Lord.
Yes.
Later in that chapter, in verse 18 through 20, who is a God like unto thee that pardoneth iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. He will turn again, and he will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. In trusting in him, he does come through. The Lord always comes through. It may not be in the time that we are looking at, that we want, but it works in the time that he has set for it to work. I think too many times we put ourselves in the way and interrupt what he has us to do. I think of the walking in the desert, the 40 years with Moses.
Exodus.
Yes, thank you. But when they were walking around, they kept mumbling and complaining,
Right.
and God let them keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't waiting on him. God still provided for them during that time, manna and the quail, but they weren't they kept trying to fix themselves,
Right.
and not letting it go through as God would have intended it to do. Acts 1 and 4. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, Ye have heard of me. So here Jesus is telling his disciples to wait. And as men, why would they want to wait in the same city that just crucified their leader, where they were being hunted as followers of Christ and threatened, with their lives? But the Lord told them to wait, so they waited. And they waited, and then at the feast, tongues of the Holy Ghost came down on them. And if they had not waited, and they had gone on their way to hide, then they would have missed that. Waiting on the Lord is an active posture of trust. It's not passive idleness. Even if we are just waiting on the pew for Jesus to come, while our body is idle, it's still an active choice to just sit there and not do other things in his kingdom, to not bring others along. If we're just sitting there, waiting with our fire insurance of, going to heaven and not going to hell, but we're not trying to encourage others, we're not trying to mentor others and lead others to Jesus, then we are actively making a choice we have to align our timeline with God's timeline. We have to be open to him and his timeline, finding strength in his promises, and trusting that he is working behind the scenes. Even in seasons of delay where, we don't see the end, where it's going to take us. God is still using that time to deepen our faith and strengthen us unto him. If we don't hear God, we feel that, he's not answering our prayers are being delayed. God is still active. He's preparing things that we can't see. If you think between Malachi and Matthew, there's 400 years, I think, that they didn't hear from God. but God was still there.
There it is.
Um,
Never had one of them days.
so even if we have a schedule, we need to remember that we're not necessarily on our clock, we're on his. His timetable is usually different than ours, but in our faithfulness to him, it works to his plan. Psalm 27:14, wait for the Lord and be strong. Let your heart take courage and wait for the Lord. So, in things that we're waiting, whether it's for a new job or, recommendation, a doctor's report, whatever, we need to stay strong and be encouraged that he is still in control. Psalm 62:1, truly my soul waiteth upon God, from him cometh my salvation. He's given us that gift of salvation, and we need to trust him, to fully trust him, and wait, where he would have us to be. Isaiah 40:31, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew thy strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. We have the wings that he's given us.
Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm glad you're here. Glad y'all are here. You're a blessing. Appreciate y'all.
And with his help, we can go through that walk and not be weary. We can have the strength to overcome that weight. And we need to trust in him and know that his timing is perfect. If you think about a butterfly, it goes from a caterpillar, and then, after it's done its caterpillar things, it goes into a cocoon or a chrysalis and waits a period of time, and then it breaks out. If we don't wait that period of time, they've done studies or experiments or whatever, and they've cut out the chrysalis, and the butterfly is, dark and weak, and his wings don't work because they didn't wait the extended period of time that they should have. And it's through that waiting that the caterpillar/butterfly gets its strength. And with that waiting, we grow our strength. And as difficult as it is, because of our flesh, we need to wait and listen for him and follow his direction.